For the past several moons, I've found myself delightfully ensnared by the spellbinding world of tabletop games. These gatherings have become my favorite ritual of camaraderie, an alchemical blend of imagination, laughter, and dice as dazzling as dragon hordes. Greetings, traveler. I'm NierOracle, a humble scribe of the Pathfinder Society, and today we begin a brand new chronicle in a journal worthy of fables. Behold, an A5 Archer and Olive tome bound with care and cloaked in mystery. It holds 192 velvety pages of 160 GSM enchanted parchment, strong enough to hold ink, ideas, and incantations. The first volume arrived with a few battle scars, a scuffed edge, and a binding spell gone awry, but the kind folks at Archer and Olive, ever so benevolent bookkeepers, sent forth a second with haste. 1,000 thanks to them. This new grimoire is named Wonderstruck, and oh, what a fitting name. The pages are as black as midnight void, dotted with a subtle grid that calls to the stargazers and spellcasters alike. The cover shimmers with holographic moons and arcane flourishes, evoking the glint of a sorcerer's sigil under candlelight. It's the perfect canvas for the dark fantasy dreamscape I'm conjuring. Now, if Pathfinders is new to you, allow me to be your guide. Think of it as a sister realm to Dungeons and Dragons, but with a slightly gentler terrain. You craft a character, perhaps a swift rogue, a fierce fighter, or a cunning mage, and set forth on quests where spells fly, swords clash, and dice determine fate. The dice, oh, they are the gatekeepers of destiny, guiding everything from the damage of your blade to the strength of your healing spells. For our first journal spread, I sought to channel the aesthetic of haunted forests and forgotten castles. I fashioned a pocket from the journal's own pages, folding 3 edges and trimming the corners like a paper alchemist. While I misjudged the depth, it won't hold much treasure. It still fits the theme, and in crafting, a little imperfection only adds character. Midway through, I realized I needed a clever way to track my character's ascension. Levels, feats, proficiencies, and all of those arcane improvements that come with growth. And so, I turned to a technique known as a tip-in, a delightful fold-out that hides within the page like a secret door in a wizard's library. Typically used in memory-keeping tomes, I decided to repurpose one here. One of my favorite embellishments in this spread is a collection of jar stickers, each one a tiny, eerie enchantment in itself. Some shimmer, and others seem to whisper forgotten potions and starlit brews. Everything shown in this tale will be linked down below, should you wish to gather these trinkets for your own adventures. In a moment of serendipity, when flapping open my tip-in, I discovered it had veiled a beautiful frame sticker that deserved to be seen. So I carved it out carefully around the tip-in's edge and welcomed the frame back into view. A small, thoughtful rescue and worth every snip. Have you ever fallen under the spell of a single piece of stationery? Because this frame enchants me. From my January subscription to Korokria Crafts came a gothic-themed enchantress. Her visage too powerful to be buried among the common pages. I knew she was destined for something special. And at last, her hour has come. I paired her with dusky blue-violet rose stickers from Journal Say, though tragically I haven't been able to find them again, so sorry about that. Their hues echoed the mood of the frame and potion jar, with glints of gold like candlelight in a cathedral. very ethereal. Throughout the setup, I danced with stickers, moving them here and there like stars in a constellation until everything aligned in harmony. Because let's be honest, if it's not beautiful, I won't be tempted to use it. For every level up spread, I carved out a space to detail the powers and proficiencies my characters gain. As they grow, so too does the complexity of their magic and might. And I want to keep track of every spark and flourish, especially as I shift between characters and campaigns. Now the tale turns to stamps. I originally envisioned framing my name in Gothic arches using architectural stamps that echoed crumbling castles and cathedral ruins. But once ink met paper, the vision fell flat. Undeterred, I thought, let's go grander, this time with a silver acrylic pen. Alas, that spell dried too quickly, and the result was unsalvageable. Disappointed. But never fear, in the world of journaling, a mishap is a mere invitation to embellishment. I cloaked the mistake beneath a stunning tile pattern washi from Cora Korea Crafts, and by some enchantment the pattern aligned flawlessly. The effect? Seamless, enchanted, and meant to be. Note, black glitter washi tape just might be my eternal favorite. It carries the stardust of dark fantasy in every shimmer. I use it constantly, and I run out constantly, for it has become the signature flourish of my aesthetic spellwork. With our first enchanted spread now sealed in ink, let us venture onward to the quest log. This sacred scroll, well, technically a page, but let's not ruin the magic, shall house the chronicles of my very first adventurer and the perils, puzzles, and peculiar creatures she's faced. Ah, yes, her tale is soon to be unveiled, but first a bit of parchment logic. To ascend from humble beginnings to the divine heights of level 20, one must complete 3 quests per level. That's 20 times 3 to a daunting 60 quests for one intrepid soul to conquer. Thankfully, the great archive of Paizo.com keeps our records tidy and true. Bless their scribes of organization. Thank you. So far, my brave companion has endured 16 adventures, placing her firmly at level 5. Not bad for a flaming wielding lizard sorceress with a mysterious past. And of course, no page would be complete without my signature embellishment, black sparkle washi tape. Now allow me to take a brief detour, a side quest if you will, to craft a guide mark. I've always longed to create one of these, and the time feels ripe. This marvelous little tool shall be my compass, a foldable relic that helps me divine the center, quarters, and thirds of my page with precision. I fast forward through most of the scribblings, but if you're curious about all the strange and wondrous places I've visited, well, behold, they are inked here in the scrolls. You'll also find my character's name to be Lil Beastie, a fiery creature who loves, well, fire. So naturally, I added a flourish of flame to mark her territory. The next spread may just be my favorite thus far. Every hero deserves a profile page, a sanctuary for stats, builds, and secrets untold. Here begins the journey of my very first Pathfinder character, Lil Beastie. She is a kobold sorcerer, born beneath the earth and magma-lit caverns along her kin, a warm-hearted cult of healers and misfits, devoted to helping the lost and lighting the way. Beastie was raised among laughter, lava flows, and legends. Her dearest companion, Sophie, a wide-eyed wanderer she met in childhood. Together they roamed the woods, weaving flower crowns, and braiding forever bracelets they swore never to remove. But fate is cruel. On the eve of Beastie's birthday, Sophie vanished. Her parents arrived without her. Only a bloodied bracelet remained tangled with Sophie's fur. Overcome with dread, Beastie summoned a seance, and Sophie answered. A ghostly whisper, a vision of loss. Desperation overtook her, and her kindred cult began the sacred rite of resurrection. Just before completion, her village was attacked. Chaos reigned. Sophie's parents gone. Her own vanished. Beastie escaped with only the scales on her back. Alone, burning, and determined, Lil Beastie joined the Pathfinder Society, not just to adventure, but to uncover the mysteries that stole her world and perhaps someday breathe life into it once more. To honor the intertwining tale, I crafted a letter prop, the one Sophie's parents received. I borrowed parchment from an old D&D tome and aged it with loving care. Frayed edges, paint marker weathering, even scorch marks. Because let's be honest, Beastie definitely singed it while reading. The adventures are penned off camera, but if you wish to peek inside the pages, you'll find the first tale title, Archlord's Abode. During sessions, I sketch and scribble, and these doodles help me relive each whimsical twist. Down in the corner, you'll meet Nax, a cheerful goblin who lives in a trash can. We once stumbled into a dreamlike glade filled with magical blossoms, and yes, we absolutely stuffed his trash can with flowers. As the pages turn, you'll catch glimpses of the tip-in level up panels, where I record the feats and proficiencies Beastie gains. For every 3 quests completed, I select one that feels unforgettably worthy. One such escapade involved a Cheshire-like cat with 8 legs, wounded and elusive. We tried to aid it, even though we put it in a headlock, but we shoved healing potions down its toothy maw, while it hissed and unfortunately darted away. Did it help? Unclear. Did we help anyway? Naturally. At last we arrive at the final spread of this video, a tale less exciting in action, yet visually delightful. This quest itself was uneventful, until I discovered the truth, a sinister sleeping spell, masked beneath the noble airs and flowery speech. Sneaky, sneaky mayor. I kept this layout simple, adorned with castle stickers and glittering jewel-toned florals. It sparkles just the way I like it. I can't help myself. I'm a magpie for pretty things. And thus our Pathfinder journal is complete. For now, at least. If you stayed until the final page, thank you from the bottom of my draconic heart. If you're curious for more monthly spreads and magical setups, I've tucked a playlist here for your perusal. And if you prefer peaceful pages and ambient vibes, check out my new series, To Be Inspired Lo-Fi Edition, where you can journal and enjoy soft music. Until next time, my brave adventurer, I'm NierOracle, and I will see you in the near future.